Very good morning to everyone. And on this Sunday morning, I welcome you all for this second session, second webinar, I would say, wherein we are going live for patent agent exam preparation. And today we are going to discuss avoiding the common mistakes in paper two. Those of you who were part of the first session, they would have understood out about how to prepare for patent agent exam, specifically in a short period of time. When we think of patent agent exam, the second paper is generally considered as a difficult paper, and wherein most of the students score comparatively lesser as compared to the first paper. There are reasons for that, and one of the major reasons for that is actually the patent drafting or claim drafting part. And now today we are going to discuss about the most common mistakes a patent expert or a drafting expert does while drafting a patent application specifically. I'm going to cover this aspect in around next 30 to 40 minutes. How should you draft title abstract? Generally, title abstract drafting is considered comparatively easier compared to the claims. I'll be discussing about the claims in detail, the common mistakes in drafting claims, as well as at times what happens that you write the claims correctly in the exam, still you score really very less. What is the reason? Why does that happen? That also we are going to discuss today. Just before we start, a quick uh, instruction for everyone. You can put your questions in the comment section on the YouTube channel. Kindly don't spam. We would be taking the questions which are relevant during the session or at the end of the session. Kindly be precise with respect to the questions, and personal questions can be taken via phone, email, or WhatsApp. Okay, to start with, if you remember the last time, the last session that we had, wherein I mentioned about patent agent exam preparation, and each of the paper one as well as paper two requires separate strategy. And when we think of paper two, in that case, the strategy or the goal that I had given to everyone was solve all the questions actually, and that way you can actually be in a position to clear the exam as such. Now, as far as the paper 2 is concerned, then the most significant part in paper 2 always has been patent drafting, because there have been at least one or two inventions which you have to draft, wherein you have to either draft the complete specification or you have to draft title, abstract, and claims. Now, title, abstract, claims, as I said, usually the question is like you draft a title, appropriate title, abstract, as well as draft any five claims as such. Now, when we think of drafting a title and abstract with some practice, or of course each one of you is preparing actually, you're preparing for the exam. During that point of time, as you read on various patent documents, that point of time you can very easily come to know, and with some instructions or guidelines by your coach or mentor or tutor, for sure you would come to know how to draft the title and abstract. But the toughest part in paper two, I would say, is generally drafting a claim. And claim drafting, honestly speaking, is not something which uh, can be done only through reading. It requires a lot of practice, and the only answer how to draft a claim effectively, for that you would need a lot of practice actually. So while reading different patent documents is absolutely fine, reading claims is absolutely fine, but important thing is practicing go check a invention, check out the old question papers from patent agent exam, or get some random inventions from your friends or from your colleagues and try to draft a claim related to that. That way only you would be in a position to draft a claim actually. Now, claim drafting generally, as I said, is something which comes with practice. And as far the title and abstract is concerned, of course, there are a lot of books as well as I would say contents that are available on the internet as well, like or you can also go through the manual. We have also come up with an ebook for patent agent exam preparation, which is for patent drafting essentials. If you just read or go through all this, you would very easily come to know how to draft a title, how to draft an abstract, because the instructions are pretty clear in case of title, in case of abstract actually. And then comes the significant part, that is a drafting claims as such. Now, drafting claims is something wherein the instructions may not be pretty clear, I would say, as far as the manual or as far as the contents that are available, because it's more of a theory. But practicing claim drafting is going to only help you. Of course, there are certain rules of patent drafting or claim drafting as well that you can actually need to understand, and then only you would be in a position to do the claim drafting in exam. Remember that we are all coming from science background, and if the invention that is there in our exam is from our domain, like I am a farmer, in that case, if the invention is related to pharma, it becomes pretty easy for me actually to draft the claim. But if you are from let us say biotech domain, and you have an option wherein you have to choose between a chemistry invention and a mechanical invention, it becomes a bit tricky actually that point of time, especially. And if I'll tell you what, if you skip one question, one long answer question, definitely you are not going to crack the patent agent examination second paper specifically. So it is very essential, irrespective of what your technical domain is, you need to understand what is claim drafting. It should be coming from the practice only. Now, so there are certain rules for paid claim drafting, and there are standard, I would say, uh, parts of claim as such, which is very essential for the purpose of drafting a claim. This you can definitely come to know again when you go through the manual or any reading content that you have. Then different types of claims that we have. Patent agent exam, Viva or paper one or even paper two for that sake, never asks you for different types of claims, but types of claims are very essential to understand to draft a claim. At what time you should include a product claim, at what time you should include a process claim, or at what time it should be means plus function claim. ये चीजें आपको अगर पता चली, then only you would be in a position to draft that claim properly. If we are not in a position to understand these terms or these types of claims, it would be very difficult to draft a claim as such. Now, what we are going to discuss is common mistakes while drafting a claim. The ebook that we have prepared specifically for patent drafting second paper. See, paper one guidance is easily available. You would get that guidance through the books, the patent act, the manual, the rules, or even some of these videos that are available on the YouTube channels as well. But for second paper, patent drafting guidance is something which is very essential actually. And what we have generally learned in last 2 years, when I started interacting with the students who are preparing for patent agent examination, those who are involved into prosecution specifically, they at times have some idea about drafting, but those who are typically involved into searching and analytics, for them drafting becomes really very difficult. And again, there are certain instructions that are provided in this ebook actually, which wherein we have provided a sample answer for patent drafting exercise. How to write that, that is more important actually. It's just not about what you are writing, but also about how to write that, because that also has certain marks involved into marks that are associated with. लास्ट सेशन में हमने ये चीज भी डिस्कस की थी कि हाउ टू एक्चुअली प्रैक्टिस नाउ. आई एम गोइंग टू स्पीक ओनली अबाउट क्लेम ड्राफ्टिंग टुडे. How to practice actually. So the learning the art of reading the document can be done through like reading various kinds of document. आज आप अगर फार्मा का पढ़ रहे हो, कल केमिस्ट्री का इन्वेंशन पढ़िए पहले. Try to understand the claims part or the invention part. Then mechanical, electronics, telecom, food product, different domains के inventions पढ़िएगा, which would give you better clarity about how to write a claim, or how to basically how to understand the invention and write a claim. Now, and the most important thing, as I mentioned, and or again as I am repeating here, is you have to learn the art of claim drafting through only practice or drafting only. खुद जब तक ड्राफ्ट नहीं कर पाओगे, it is not possible actually to write it in the patent agent examination answer. Those of you who are wondering why we are focusing so much on claim drafting, let me tell you something. पूरा एक्ट भी अगर आप रट्टा मार दोगे, then also you may not be in a position to crack the patent agent examination if you don't know claim drafting for sure, because paper 2 is low scoring. And if you miss out on claim drafting, definitely we are going to meet in the next patent agent exam, when I'll be conducting again the training for that, and you would be joining me for understanding patent drafting actually. So that's the key for claim drafting. Now let us go to actual claim drafting. I have got a wonderful example. Each one of you can very easily correlate to this example. I have got this particular invention, which is I would say related to an edible product. This is one example I love to share with everyone, because each one of you can very easily connect to this. It's an edible product which comprises a spherical crusty enclosure defining a hole therein, the hole providing so there is a crusty enclosure which has a hole. The hole provides access to volume, that is liquid, and the liquid comprises mixture of mint, spice, water disposed within the volume. It also comprises a sauce which comprises tamarind and a sweetener. The sauce disposed within the volume. Also, the product comprises a portion of at least one of boiled potatoes, boiled chickpeas, or boiled mung beans. Everyone can very easily understand what this product is. This is what we Marathi मध्ये आम्ही ज्याला पाणीपुरी म्हणतो. It is also called golgappa in North India, in Madhya Pradesh patasha, और बंगाली में आप जिसे पुचका बोलते हो, या it is also called as gupchup at various locations. Now, this product is an invention. If I consider this as an invention, I have to put this as a claim. If I have to claim this, I have to put it in this particular format. What is important here to understand is that claim drafting is an art, basically, to put your science in a legal manner. And for that purpose, you need to understand the science first. You need to understand the invention first. So try to understand the inventions from different domains. Mechanical है, electronics है, food product है, agrochemical है, fertilizer है, pharmaceuticals है, chemistry है, telecom industry का है. Whatever is the invention, try to understand the invention first. If you are not in a position to understand the invention, you may not be in a position to actually draft the claim effectively. So try to understand the invention first. Now coming to the other two parts, art, you need not be so artistic like the way this particular claim is, but it is very essential that each of the feature of the invention should be included in your claim. Also, you don't need to understand the total, I would say, law, basically, like, basics of law, if you know, and that's what you would be doing while preparing the patent agent examination as such. आप patent law अगर पढ़ते हो अच्छे से, if you have basic understanding of I would say patent act, that point of time, and basic rules अगर आपको पता है claim drafting के, then it's not a rocket science. You can do it very easily as such. Claim drafting, there is a way to read, way to draft a claim. If you are actually preparing on your own, that point of time, ensure that you are actually following the rules that are there in the manual or the patent rules, basically, for with respect to claim drafting as such. Also, one more request to everyone: if you are like, learning the drafting part, then as I mentioned, initially go through the reading text content, and then read the different invention, and then start about the, I would say, the drafting exercises. Don't just jump to drafting. It's not gonna help you actually, because if you know the invention as well, it is very essential to know the basics of drafting first, and thereafter you can actually go for drafting exercises. Let me come to the actual session today. Claim drafting, what are the most common mistakes everyone does? I'm going to speak about specifically claim drafting. I am presuming that each one of you have gone through the theory part, which is available on the, I would say, the patent office website related to the manual, act, and rules. You know what does it mean by claim, how to draft a claim, what are the basic rules, what are the types, like independent claim, dependent claim, and all these things for sure you know. And therein I'm presuming that now you want to understand what are the most common mistakes that are done. The first common mistake that is done in claim drafting is not using standard format. The standard format of preamble, transitional phase, and body of the claim. A, preamble; B, transitional phase; third, body of the claim. So these three parts in most of the inventions cover your claim basically, or your claim should be in this format only. There are certain exceptions, but we are not going to see those exceptions here. But generally, your invention, if it is not in that standard format, in that case, that claim may be actually wrong. Honestly, I'm not here to teach you about how to practice claim drafting. I'm here to teach you about how not to make mistakes in the patent agent exam paper 2. So not using standard format is the most common mistake. You are not putting in the preamble, transitional phrase, and the body of the claim part actually. Your actual invention and its features, be it a product or be it a process, would be in the last part only, the body of the claim. So if it is a product, the product, let me go back to this. Herein my actual product is a spherical crusty enclosure. वहां से लेके the different features of that, the volume, fluid mixture, sauce, boiled potatoes, chicken, all this is my actual invention. This would be in the body of the claim only. My preamble for the invention in the claim is the edible product. So इसी format में आपको लिखना है. If you miss out on this particular format, there is a chance that you would be losing out on some of the precious marks. Let me tell you, every mark in the second paper is very crucial, very important. Next, claim is not a single sentence. This is another mistake. What we do, for example, I have got a phone, then like I have a phone, so I'll put one feature of the phone in first statement and the second statement thereafter. The phone comprises XYZ. No, one claim, independent claim, any kind of independent claim would always have only one full stop. Claim एक ही sentence होगा. So the most common mistake we have seen in so many claims is people put full stop and then start with the next statement within the same claim. This is something which is not at all allowed at the in claim drafting, not only in India but globally it's not allowed. Claim is just one sentence. एक ही full stop होगा. उसके आगे, like if you start second sentence in the same claim, it's not something which is allowed. We have seen claims which are for 5 or 6 pages, but they have semicolons or commas, but nowhere you would see that there are 2 full stops in one single claim. So every claim is a single sentence basically. ये चीज आपको याद रखनी है. If you don't do this, definitely you are losing out on precious marks again. Independent claim starts with D. Now normal there are as well as dependent claims start with A or an. These are the mistakes most of the people do in the exam as well, or while drafting as well. We have seen that independent claim always starts with A or an, and dependent claims which are referring to the independent claim would start with D. Now this has been mentioned in the manual, as well as this is, I would say, a normal English practice as well, as a language or grammar, that independent claim or the first statement start with A or an, and the second statement, the second dependent claim basically starts with D. So ये दो चीजें हैं जो बहुत important है, specifically while drafting a claim, because you are if you draft it in a reverse way, like the ones mistakes as I mentioned here, in that case you won't be in a position to get those marks for sure. And so you have to refer to this particular practice only. Independent claim starting with A or an, and dependent claim starting with D. The next common mistake is preamble of dependent claim is different from the preamble of independent claim. This is not allowed. Independent claim, if it speaks about an edible product, independent claim, if it speaks about an edible product, your dependent claim would always start with the edible product, because first claims is speaking about an edible product. If your dependent claim starts with the process, wait, the first claim is not speaking about the process, no, it's speaking about the product, the edible product. Common mistake most of the times people do, the most of the people do the common mistake is that they would have dependent claims which would have a different preamble from that of the independent claim. I just got a question or suggestion here from Prashant Gaude. In the slide, it's mentioned that dependent claims start with a and an. Prashant Gaude, I am telling you what mistakes are being done. This mistake have to avoid actually. Okay, as well as I have also got a question from Balakrishnan. I need to know whether BCA with LLB is eligible for patent agent exam. Balakrishnan, I think you already missed the bus. The patent agent exam online registration is already closed. And but yes, as a BCA, you are eligible. BSc honors in mathematics is eligible for uh, patent agent exam or not. Jasmeet Kaur, again the same answer to me. You have already missed the bus. You can check with the patent office website whether mathematics, I believe, should not be, because if it's a science degree, then you are allowed, not arts or commerce degree. uh, yes, thank you, Suchitra, for mentioning that. I'm giving the mistakes, and that's what the one of the mistakes, Prashant Gaude, what you mentioned. Now, preamble of dependent claim is a different from preamble of independent claim. That is a mistake actually. It's not allowed. If my preamble of independent claim is process, then डिपेंडेंट क्लेम का प्रियम्बल भी प्रोसेस ही होगा. If my preamble of the first claim is the mechanical device, then exact terminology being used in dependent claims would be the mechanical device as claimed in claim 1. It would never be the device as claimed in claim or the instrument as claimed in claim 1. It can be the mechanical device or the device as claimed in claim 1, but it would never be the instrument as claimed in claim 1, because the word instrument is not there in your independent claim. Basically, this is one of the major mistakes that is there in the I would say claim drafting as such. Herein, I have also got a question from Apurva. Being a science graduate, we are used to learn as a concept and write exam in our own terms. Can we do the same in this exam, or we need to just mug up? Apurva, you don't need to mug first of all, because you don't know what kind of invention you would have in the examination actually. What is important herein is you need to write it in a proper format only. It can be in your language, but proper format hona chahiye. The intent of patent drafting or claim drafting exercise is not to check whether you are correct or not, because the same claim can be drafted in 10 different correct ways. The intent is whether you know claim drafting or not. Okay, you can do it. So as a science graduate, absolutely bang on target, Apurva. As a science graduate, we are always used to have these concepts and we write it in our own terms basically. Yahan pe, because see, patent claim drafting is just not a science or technical document. It's a techno-legal document. Okay, in that case, it is very essential that you try to understand a bit of law. You don't need to be a lawyer or you don't need to be an advocate basically for that. What is important? A bit of law you need to understand, and you need to understand the invention actually. I also got a question from Mamta here. I am from engineering background. Should I learn claim drafting for life sciences invention too? Do I get an option in the exam to select questions in this case? I think a very valid question, Mamta, here. The patent agent exam always has an option, but it may not be every time that you are getting engineering again in engineering. If you are from mechanical engineering, some other invention would be there actually, right? So drafting for life sciences invention too. See, I feel, and this is since I am practicing since last 5 years, patent drafting specifically we are doing. It is, there is a way to draft every claim, and those of my students who are involved into the patent drafting exercise in our classes, they know it, that any kind of invention, irrespective of the background or irrespective of the stream, it can be drafted in a very simple process. There is a set process. If you understand that process, you can draft a claim not only for chemistry or for engineering, biotech, any field across the world. You can draft a claim. Yes, Mamta, it is essential that you should learn the claim drafting, whether for life sciences or not, that's your take. But I would suggest, why I'm suggesting to go through different sciences, because in the exam you may not get that option actually to have your own chosen science actually as an invention. वहां पे if you just practice, so I'm coming from pharma domain, मैं सिर्फ फार्मा का अगर प्रैक्टिस करता हूं, एंड अनफॉर्चुनेटली इन्वेंशन आता है बायोटेक एंड इंजीनियरिंग का, आई एम लूजिंग ऑन 20 or 30 odd marks. what i suggest what I suggest is that practice claim drafting. Don't restrict claim drafting to the invention. I also got a question from Raj here. Dependent claim starts with D and independent claim start with A or N. Is this right, sir? Yes, that's so true actually, Raj. You have just joined. But then this is so true. You can go through the video again, because this video would be available online again. Next common mistake, not having the component of dependent claim in independent claim. What I mean to say, I have a dependent claim which speaks about something, the let's say the product as claimed in claim 1, wherein the solvent is water or ethanol. This is my dependent claim. The product as claimed in claim 1, wherein the solvent is water or ethanol, but your first independent claim doesn't have the word solvent. This is not allowed. This is absolutely wrong in terms of claim drafting. This is one of the most common mistakes. Even with the experts, at times it happens with us as well. Because see, as a practitioner, we know some of these rules or guidelines, but then while drafting, many times we also miss on this. But then as a practitioner, I always have a chance to rectify it later during my prosecution, I would say. But in the exam, if you miss out on this, probably you are losing on the precious mark again. So another mistake, not having the component of dependent claim in the independent claim. Dependent claim में जो भी आप terms use कर रहे हो, like the solvent, wherein the solvent, but then the solvent should be there in the first claim. And always remember that dependent claims are narrower compared to independent claims in their scope. Dependent claims are narrower, so it's like a funnel approach. Your independent claim is the broadest one, uske baad you have the dependent claims. So dependent claims would be narrower. Dependent claims would have I would say the one of the component of that which is there in the independent claim. If your component of dependent claim, when I say component, it can be a feature as well. Okay, I've got a question here from Vikrant. Please suggest what is the difference in writing claim of a product and process. Vikrant ji, as the name suggests, Product claim would speak about an edible product like the one which I just discussed here. And process claim would be a process for preparing a particular product actually. So the process would include different steps. Product would be, so it's based on the preamble actually. एक तो है ये product, claiming this product. Second is preparing this product, how to prepare this product. That's the process. Remember, use kind of patents are not allowed in India. Use of this pencil for writing or those kind of claims are not allowed in India, or even those inventions are even not patentable in India. The next common mistake, trademark use in claims. I think everyone knows this. You're not allowed to use the trademarks in the claims or claiming language actually. The reason being, trademarks are something which do not have I would say a specific content. Like for example, if I am speaking about a product which is part of a trademark, then the content of that product may change over a period of time. So you're not allowed to use trademark in the claims. Many a times we have seen this, that what the students do is they include the brand name in the I would say the claim actually. The brand name in the claim, something which is not recommended, something which is not allowed. It would definitely have an impact on your marks. If at all there is an invention jahan pe aapko in that invention there is a trademark which is denoted by R in a circle or TM actually. Lastly, using the comparative terms. The claims determine the scope of the invention. The claims determine the scope of the invention. If you use the terms which are vague, ambiguous, in that case, these are not allowed. Or even comparative terms, terms like about, terms like I would say and the like, etc. Or for example, if you are using the term like thin, thick, better, bad, worse, worst, those kind of terms, these are not allowed actually. And these are some of the common mistakes that that are being done in while drafting the claims. Let us quickly recap what we spoke about. Not using a standard format. So you have to use that preamble, transitional phrase, and body of the claim format only. Claim is not a single sentence. That's the mistake. You have to put just one full stop in the claiming language. Third, independent claim starts with the, which is not allowed. Independent claim would always start with a or an. Dependent claim starts with a or an. No, the product as claimed in claim 1. Preamble of dependent claim is different from the preamble of independent claim. अगर independent का claim का preamble an edible product है, तो dependent claim का preamble would always be the edible product. It cannot be process for preparing the process, because claim 1 is not speaking about the process. Not having the component of dependent claim में कोई एक ऐसा component है. The example I give, solvent term, the solvent is water or ethanol, but the term solvent, if it's not there in claim 1, that is not allowed actually. Using trademark in claim, not allowed. And comparative terms, better, bad, worse, about, any vague term you are using, that is also something which is not allowed in the claim. So these are some of the common mistakes, and let me tell you, you need to avoid all these mistakes actually while drafting a claim in paper 2 in the patent agent exam. I hope this would help you understand, or while preparing, basically while drafting your own invention in the practice, that point of time, this would definitely help you a lot, because these are the common mistakes, and based on these, your marks would be deducted. Just for your information, those of you who have registered for this webinar, I'm done with my webinar. Actually, you can put your questions in the chat box. Definitely, I'll take those questions. But for those who registered for this webinar, they're allowed to appear for our mock test one, which is happening for patent agent exam. This is for paper one, which covers chapters 2, 3, 6, or 9 from the Indian Patent Act, not from any book. We always teach from Indian Patent Act. So chapters 2, 3, 6, 9 from Indian Patent Act are part of our mock test one patent agent exam preparation, which is on 26th of January. Each one of you who is part of this webinar may get a complimentary chance to I would say appear for the mock test. You would be getting, we have your email addresses. You would be getting the I would say uh, uh, I would say you would be getting the link on 26th January in the first half. You would get it and it would be open for 1 day. As well as for this mock test, we would be discussing all the answers to the mock test on the next Sunday sharp at 11. I got a question from Mamta here. Sir, I usually see objection in the FER about terms like further, according to, plurality, at least. Is it good to avoid uses of such terms in the exam? Absolutely, Mamta. Like, further, according to, plurality, at least. At least is vague, plurality is vague. According to, the Indian Patent Office uh, mentions to use the term as claimed in. Okay. Further, comprising, further, you are adding the scope. It's not allowed, Mamta, actually. As per the act or rules, this is not allowed actually, and you should avoid definitely these things actually, right? Now, so this is for mock test one. I just also wanted to tell you that we did a session on how to prepare for patent agent examination in 15 days back. This is a session more for claim drafting, essential basics. These basics would definitely help you when you would actually, I would say, start practicing for the invention. Next Sunday, we would be having a session at 11 again for the purpose of, I would say, for the purpose of discussing the mock test answers on next Sunday. We are also planning a specific session on Viva Voce preparation, because Viva Voce is something which is very crucial, as well as Viva Voce requires a different strategy altogether for the preparation. We would also be having a session on some tricks to remember, uh, timelines, different forms, as well as, if you go through Pharmaliterty YouTube channel, we have recently posted a video of patent agent exam 2018 paper 1 solved along with explanation. We are coming up with all previous years questions and their answers, which are solved along with explanation on the Pharmaliterty YouTube channel. You can just browse through the Pharmaliterty YouTube channel, or be part of WhatsApp group wherein we are posting these videos, as well as you can be part of the WhatsApp group, which would give you an idea about if you have any queries, we have experts on that group actually. So get in touch with us on these numbers if you have anything. And I'm done with my session. Thank you so much for joining in today. This has been a second in the series, I would say. The Second in the series, the webinar. We would be coming up with a multiple webinars which would be helping for all of you for your preparation. Just to conclude, we are also running the classes which are already started 5-6 weeks back. We are also running the mock test series. The first mock test is 26 January, on 26 January, and we would be in a position to actually allow some of you for the mock test series as well. I'll take this last question from Dr. Shubhrajit Mantri. If we get mark 115 paper 1 and 2, is it necessary to give viva voce? No, Dr. Shubhrajit. If you uh, get 150 marks in first and second paper cumulatively, in that case you don't need to appear for viva voce, because the mandatory marks that are required for cracking a patent agent exam are 150 out of 250. uh, Dr. Shubhrajit, go through patent agent exam preparation strategy video, which is available on Pharma Literate YouTube channel. Therein I have discussed these things in detail: how to prepare, how much marks you need in each of the paper, when would you qualify, and what should be your preparation strategy as such. So thank you so much everyone for joining in. This is really good to have you, and very soon I would come up with the next video in the series. Till that time, take care, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.